A few ways that you can tell that your parent is a narcissist is one of the major things is when you, even when you're not expressing your feelings to them, right? And you're expressing it to someone else, you almost you start to gaslight yourself, right? Because they've always gaslit you about your issues that you've addressed with them. They tell you that you should be grateful that they put a roof over your head, food on your table, etc., etc. Things that you could literally get in a shelter. But and it's something to be grateful for. Don't get me wrong. But when you find yourself gaslighting yourself about your own feelings, because you can love a person and they still may have hurt you, right? They should be able to acknowledge that. They should be able to take accountability for how they may have impacted your life. But when you find yourself gaslighting yourself to other people, like that's how you know that's how far the gaslighting has went. To whereas though when you're not even in their presence, they have programmed you to have some sort of loyalty to them, right? Another way that you can tell that your parent is a narcissist is what I mentioned previously, but directly and head on, when they're directly gaslighting you. As I said before, there's no accountability taken for their actions. And sometimes parents fall short. Circumstances in the world really do pressure parents, and just not having a proper education on conflict resolution could really take a great person out of their element. However, that's not the case with a narcissist. That's not the case with your mother or father who may be a narcissist. They took pride in asserting power over you and basically playing on your emotions, seeing how you react to certain things, knowing where your weak spots are. I don't want to say weak spots, but where your weak spots may appear to be, those spaces that you have of development, because your parent really gets to see all aspects of you in that inner working of you. So that's another sign that you may be dealing with a parent who is a narcissist. They just invalidate your feelings head on. And it's hard for all of us to acknowledge the part we play in our own destruction or destruction of other people. And I don't want to say destruction, but just that little portion that you add to a person's pot of insecurities or fear or whatever it may be before we become aware. Okay, you typically would hope that everyone deals with their life or go about their life with a certain level of integrity, but I'm not talking about intentional destruction. I'm talking about maybe you are dealing with parents, it starts there, or a childhood or an environment or a circumstance in the world, a global crisis, whatever it may be, that add to just some dysfunctional traits within yourself. We all have those moments, but with a narcissist, it's intentional. It's intentional to get a reaction. They get like a dopamine rush from risk and from dominance and from destruction. Another way that you can tell if your parent is a narcissist is if they triangulate you with your siblings, if they triangulate you with other family members who may be in your age group, if they triangulate you with your friends, they can triangulate you with your partner. So if they're co-parenting or if they're a single parent, they can triangulate you with, their partner. So a narc mom can triangulate you with her husband or boyfriend as a son, and a narc father can triangulate you with his narc girlfriends if you're a daughter, or depending on what the relationship is, it can go however, it can flow any type of way. So triangulation is definitely a big sign that your parent may be a narcissist, because the whole point of it is to beat you down and make you feel less than. Another sign that your parent may be a narcissist is emotional incest. And I think a lot of times people look at this like the golden child, like the person that the parent is most emotionally entangled with, seemingly. But that's not healthy either. It's really confusing when you wake up to the fact that, hey, my parents shouldn't be using me in this way. And sometimes emotional incest can escalate to physical abuse, physical violation, and that happens a lot. So, but with the emotional incest on its own, it's just really being too deeply entangled, kind of making you a substitute partner almost in a way. And this can happen whether your parents are married, and they can do that covertly or overtly. And over time, it just causes problems, especially when you yourself try to date out into the world. It can cause confusion, and it can go into some other things I was going to mention, but I realized how sensitive some of that information can be, so I'm not going to go as far as that.